It all began with Aristotle. In ancient Greece, he wrote on his philosophy and his traditions that he believed would stand the test of time. And they did. Through the fall of Greece, Rome, through the Byzantines to the Muslims, these teachings continued on through history for all eternity, until where we are now in Europe.
At the time of Scholasticism's height and prosperity, mostly in the late 1100s and early 1200s, the Western European world was dominated by the Church and Christianity. However, remnants of the work of Greek, Roman, and even Islamic philosophers still remained. As these works were translated into Latin and other vernacular languages, mostly by Islamic scholars such as Averroes, more and more European thinkers came to embrace the ideas of men such as Plato, as well as those ideas of the man perhaps most influential in the growth, spread, and acceptance of scholasticism, Aristotle. European scholars of this time, such as Thomas Aquinas, Peter Lombard, to name a couple, were usually well versed in the liberal arts: grammar, rhetoric, geometry, arithmetic, astronomy, even musical theory. Now, along with these works, Plato's concepts of philosopher kings, among his other ideas, but even more notably, Aristotle's employment of reason, logic, and physical evidence became standard for those who were scholastically inclined. As a result, scholasticism became a pairing of knowledge and physical understanding and experience, coupled with long accepted and embraced church values, used to prove long accepted and embraced church values, such as faith in God's existence. These ideas, concepts, and beliefs were widely, but not fully, accepted. The scholastic method was, and still is, basic, yet profound. First, a problem or controversy would be recognized, the disputed question, if you will. Subsequently, this issue would be argued, debated, analyzed from all sides, thus creating an unbiased and balanced summary or conclusion. These conclusions were often collected in books of sentences. Perhaps you know the most famous of these would be Peter Lombard's 4 books of sentences, which became standard reading for all significant scholastics. Now, there were opponents to scholasticism, many, as you may guess, such as Bernard of Clairvaux, as you will see later on in this presentation. And they argue that this system was rigid, inflexible, and that it even led to false assumptions about God and his teachings. And now, they were angered by many scholastics who found flaws in the Bible, other scripture, and even in God's words himself found in the scripture. Now, others did not find flaws within God's work and the work of other devout Christians, but instead extended upon their teachings. These men were more widely accepted, as they were embraced by the church. Now, the influence of scholasticism died out largely in the 1600s, but its teachings remain relevant, as it forever impacted the Roman Catholic Church and the European world itself. And you will see, because of men such as Lombard, Aquinas, and even Clairvaux himself, perhaps the greatest opponent to scholasticism, we still learn about this topic, we still embrace it, and it's perhaps more accepted now than ever, as we strive to find a reason for being and for existing.